Teaching is regarded as something that you need to learn, and you learn it by working with colleagues. And with colleagues, carefully observing students during lessons, and having colleagues observe in your classroom and carefully observe your students. So you learn by working with others, with other teachers. And it's the major form of learning for Japanese teachers is something called lesson study. And lesson study has taken off in the last 10 years in the United States as well. Lesson study, for people who are familiar with business, is somewhat similar to the process of quality circles, where a small number of people who do the same work regularly meet to analyze their work and think about how they can improve it. The same thing happens in Japanese schools, called lesson study. So teachers meet, they watch each other's lessons, they analyze how students are learning during that lesson and what they can do to improve the learning of all the students at the school. So it's not about my students or your students, but it's about our students and what can we do as a group of teachers to improve the learning of our students. We've learned that lesson study does improve teachers' knowledge, their knowledge of how to teach and their knowledge of subject matter, and it also improves student learning. And it also improves the culture of the school, so that, as one teacher put it, the talk around the water cooler really changes. Suddenly you're asking your colleagues, do you know a really good way to teach common denominators? How do you teach it? In Japan, they believe that learning from colleagues is very critical to having all teachers share the knowledge that some teachers might have developed on their own. So they really organize the school day and the school week around that. And at the elementary level, although the school day is about the same length, they do set aside time on a regular basis for teachers to share their ideas and to actually watch one another's instruction. And when that's been tried in US schools, people are really surprised by how powerful it is. For example, one principal in Oregon told me it was an amazing change when we went from, as a group of teachers, just talking about student work to actually watching the students do the work during lessons, to actually seeing what they were struggling with and what skills we needed to develop as a school.